Hey everyone! For this week's simple stitch video, I'm going to show you how to do the linen stitch, both in one color as well as in two color. The linen stitch provides a fabric that's really nice and flat. This here would be the right side of the fabric and this would be the wrong side. And the wrong side, if you can see, it almost looks like a moss stitch. So the wrong side doesn't look too bad either. But the fabric has a look almost like woven fabric. And here I have a one color little skinny scarf that I'd knit with some yarn that I'd actually spun, and it's alpaca yarn, and it's just very nice and soft, and I had a lot of fun knitting this. As you can see, this is just in one color. And then this here is a two color one. This placemat is also in one color, and then I have a little band here which you probably can't quite tell because it's a very light pink and a light gray. I was just trying to use up some leftover yarn, so I thought making some placemats would be fun. And then this here again, great way to use up some leftover yarn is to make a little coin purse like that. It's not quite finished yet. I need to put a little zipper at the top, but I did this using the two color linen stitch. So let me show you how to do the stitch. It's really very simple. I'm going to show you the one color first, and then we'll do the two color variation. I've provided the pattern down in the description field below. And both the one color and the two color, you do need an odd number of stitches. The one color is just a 2-row repeat, and the two color, it would be a 4-row repeat. 2 rows in one color and 2 rows in the other color. So I've cast on 15 stitches here. I'm using double pointed needles just because they're shorter needles for this demonstration. You don't need double pointed needles for this pattern. So the very first row, you just knit the first stitch. And then starts the repeat. The repeat would be to bring the yarn forward, slip the next stitch purlwise, so insert as if to purl and just bring it over. Then take the yarn to the back and knit the next stitch. And so that's your repeat for the whole row. Bring the yarn forward, slip the next stitch as if to purl, take the yarn back, knit. Yarn forward, slip, yarn back, knit. And because you're slipping every other stitch, the row goes by really quickly. And so in your last repeat, you're gonna yarn forward, slip, yarn back, and knit. And that's the end of row 1. Then you turn your work and you do row 2. So for row 2, the very first stitch, you slip as if to purl, okay? Then you purl the next stitch. This is your repeat. You purl 1, take the yarn back, slip again as if to purl, bring the yarn forward. And that's your repeat. Purl 1, yarn back, slip, bring the yarn forward, purl 1, yarn back, slip, yarn forward. Purl 1, yarn back, and slip the last stitch. Okay, and that's it. That's rows 1 and 2. Once you're done with that, you'll continue repeating row 1 and row 2. So when you repeat row 1, you'll notice that the yarn is in the front like that. Just insert and knit 1, and then continue on with the pattern. Okay, now if you were doing the 2 color linen stitch, then at this point, after doing rows 1 and 2 with one color, you would then repeat rows 1 and 2, but with a second color, your second color, whatever that may be. So in this sample, I'm using this darker color. Just leave about a 4 or 6 inch tail and just make a loop like that. You don't have to knot it or anything, just a loop like that. Take this yarn that's hanging in the front from row 1 and kind of put it towards the back, okay? Then insert and knit. All right, now the yarn does tend to hang in the front, which is fine because when you weave the ends, you're going to weave it in anyways, or you'll actually continue on in the next row. So don't worry about that right now. You're just going to do row 1. So knit 1, then yarn forward, slip 1, yarn to the back, knit 1. Yarn forward, slip 1, yarn to the back, knit 1. You'll keep doing row 1 all the way to the end. And you'll notice that the first stitch is a little bit loose, and that's okay. Once I'm done with this row, I'll show you what you can do to just tighten it up a little bit. And you end with a knit 1. So that's row 1 repeated again with the contrasting color. Now what you can do here is just kind of pull this, and these two tails, just tie a single knot right here just to kind of hold it in place. Okay. All right. So we did row 1 with the darker color or the contrasting color. Now let's do row 2. So slip 1, then purl 1, yarn to the back, slip, yarn to the front, purl, yarn to the back, slip, yarn to the front, purl. Kind of becomes a mantra in your head as you do this. When you're first doing it though, just be careful, watch out for the fact that you are purling when you need to purl and you're slipping, because you can easily get into the habit of just purling all the stitches or knitting all the stitches, especially if you're a beginner knitter and you've been doing a lot of knit and purl, then that can happen very easily. But if that happens, that's okay. You'll just undo the stitches and you'll do it again. And you'll notice now we've done rows 1 and 2 with one color, and now we've done rows 1 and 2 with the next color. Now we go back to doing rows 1 and 2 with the first color. So again, take this yarn towards the back like that, the yarn that you just got done with. Your previous yarn is still sitting here. We're just going to use that to knit 1. And continue on with row 1. And that's it. You're just going to keep doing that. And in doing so, you will end up with a nice little pretty 2-color linen stitch, or you could just choose to just do it with 1 color. Either ways, I think you'll enjoy the stitch, and I hope you give this one a try. Thanks for watching, and happy knitting!